Hi, I'm Chris Freer, founder of Freer Thinking Therapies. I've been to many of the places that you are probably struggling with now. I've faced depression, and I also live a life with a chronic health condition. But I've discovered that we can triumph over these problems that we see in our lives today. I'd like to introduce to you what you're going to get when you start to work with me as a group or as an individual. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the root cause. Everything starts somewhere, and it's often a trauma or a belief that you have no control over the situations that you're facing in your life today. It's often like chronic health. Often we don't believe that we have any control over that, and yet 80% of the chronic health conditions that we see today are lifestyle generated, which suggests to me that we have a lot more control than we're led to believe. The second key is to remember, and this is a really important point here, remember, everything starts with a thought. And I'd like to share a quote from a guy who's long since been dead, but his name was Sydney Banks. And he said, "Thoughts are not realities, yet it is through our thoughts that our realities are created." So at this point, I have a question for you. What comes first? A thought or a feeling? Have a think about that. The third key is to focus on what you want. We all focus on the stuff that we have and that we don't actually want. It's human nature to do that. But if you start to focus on what you actually want to create in life, you can move away from that position that's holding you trapped in that place that you don't want to be. The fourth step, and this is quite a critical one as well, is we take a real deep dive into what you are consuming. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but I think we all know the sort of stuffs that we are doing that we should or shouldn't be doing. The foods that we're eating, the amount of alcohol that we're drinking, or even the drugs that we might be taking. We will take a real look at what you are consuming, and we will create new, healthier habits to move you away from that behaviour. The fifth key is be aware of the information that you're taking in. All the time we're receiving information from the outside world. We find it on the TV, we find it on social media. We will have a look to see if that is actually fueling the behaviours that you want to move away from. And finally, we will help you to get used to the new you, because it's going to feel quite uncomfortable when you've changed those beliefs that you've lived with for many, many, many years. And the strange thing about beliefs is that they've usually been installed into your thinking by someone else. They're not actually your beliefs. They're someone else's belief about you. And I'm going to tell you that they've been lying to you. We can change this, and we can create the life that you want with Freer Thinking Therapies.